Recognized for your questions.
Thank you, Chairman Peters. And I'm going to quote you, IG Hull. Every location has a story. You just said that. So I'm going to talk about the story of Reno, Nevada, Northern Nevada, Mr. DeJoy. I'm extremely concerned about your proposal to downsize the only postal processing and distribution center in Northern Nevada, one of only two in my entire state. Your proposed plan includes transferring mail processing operations from Reno out of state to California, which will negatively impact mail delivery service for Nevadans. Under your proposal, if one of my constituents in Reno were to mail a birthday card to her mother who lives on the other side of town, the letter is going to be driven 130 miles over to Sacramento, California, and then sent 130 miles back to Nevada to reach its final destination. And so I'd like to understand what analysis you undertook to conclude that moving mail processing from Reno to Sacramento would actually benefit Nevadans. Your staff has continued to assert that your plan won't undermine delivery standards for Nevada, but they haven't been able to explain how this is possible or provide me any of the data you've collected. And per what you just said, your team, they came and met with us, but they have not engaged with stakeholders in Nevada. I've talked to every one of our city councils. They have yet to receive data, and Senator Cortez Masto, myself, and Congressman Amodei didn't receive it either. So I'd like to ask you a few yes or no questions, please, because my time is limited. Mr. DeJoy, the Postal Service standard for receiving and delivering mail in the Reno area is 2 days. The Postal Service is already failing to meet this standard, with outbound mail and service in Reno currently averaging about 4 days. I point this out because in order to take local mail from Reno to Sacramento and back to Reno as you propose, your trucks will need to go through the Donner Pass. I hope you're familiar with that. It's on I-80. It's the only way to get through Reno to Sacramento, which is subject to some of the most extreme weather conditions in the contiguous United States, with over 33 feet of snow annually, 100-mile-per-hour winds, and treacherous conditions during wildfire season. So, Mr. DeJoy, yes or no, do you happen to know how many days per year, on average, the Donner Pass is closed due to extreme weather conditions?
Why would I know that?
Well, you're the Postmaster General, and you're saying that you're going to go over this. So let me tell you, there were 15 road closures for over 37 days of closures just last winter alone. So, yes or no? Before you proposed your plan to move out of Reno, did you collect data on the potential impact to mail service from severe weather conditions on Donner Pass? Yes or no, please?
Yes, within the organization, we
So
would have
can I
considered-
have that data? Your team has refused to give that to us. We are the Oversight Committee. I believe that the United States Congress has a right to this
I will give you
information.
the data that we have. I'll get with the team and
Thank
send you
you.
the data we have.
So how do you plan to get the mail? Maybe you want to tell us how you plan to get the mail from Reno to Sacramento and back to Reno when there's only one route. I say one route, I-80, to take that 260-mile round trip when it's closed on an average of 37 days per year.
Let me start with the fact that we're investing significantly in the Reno facility to repurpose it for what we feel is the modern day need for postal service. The mail that we're moving, only 10% of it. We're only moving.
So you want to
outbound-
sacrifice 10% of my folks in rural Nevada.
We don't think we'll sacrifice it.
I have rural Nevadans, veterans, and seniors that still rely on this. That 10%, if you're in the 10%, it's everything. So a standard contingency plan here, Mr. DeJoy, is not going to work. The extreme conditions in Sierra Nevada mountains require you to undertake an extensive analysis to ensure all Nevadans, even that 10%, get their mail on time. You don't get to sacrifice those living in my rural areas or subject to harsher weather in the name of cost savings. The Postal Service has an obligation to deliver to everyone. Let me ask you this. Before developing this plan to downsize the Reno facility and transfer operations to California, did you analyze how your proposed plan would impact Nevada seniors? And can you provide me that data here today? Yes or no, please?
We have a process to analyze the movement of mail and
Have you done one that would impact my Nevada seniors?
look at that. We treat every delivery point the same.
Do you have one for Nevada seniors? So you didn't look at how it would impact my seniors. That's unacceptable. If you did, I expect to see that data as soon as possible, hopefully by the close of business today, please. I believe that I have to assume the reason I don't have the data is because you instructed your staff not to provide it to me when we requested it last month.
I think that's very inaccurate and presumptuous.
It wasn't provided to me when I asked for it last month, and it wasn't provided when we asked for it last week.
I didn't direct my staff to do anything with regard.
Fair
In
enough.
fact, you've been briefed many times.
So
and your staff
what
has been
about the
briefed many
impact
times.
of your plan on Nevada's veterans? We have over 225,000 veterans in Nevada. Yes or no, did you collect
Veterans
data
live,
on the
they will
impact in
get
Nevada
their mail
veterans?
delivered. Wherever their veterans live, this should have no impact.
So
we're
will
not
you
saying-
provide me that data? Will you provide me the data? Because if you didn't
we
have
can
it?
provide our plan as to how
So
the
you
mail will be
didn't
transported and
specifically see
transmitted.
how it would impact Nevada veterans. That's actually unacceptable to me as well. I've again asked this
If a veteran
information
lives
over
at
a month
delivery
ago.
point in Nevada, okay,
Nevada, it's Nevada, sir. Please say it correctly. It's Nevada.
If a veteran lives at a delivery point, our intention is to give him the mail in a timely service that we have.
You're
in
not
terms of
giving them in the
standard.
timely service now, so what makes you think
That's-
it's going to go in 4 days? I hope to see the data by the end of the day, please. Mr. DeJoy, an Inspector General audit showed that the Postal Service implemented the same changes to a data processing and distribution center in Virginia, and service performance was not even included as a measure of success. So this time around, did you conduct any analysis on how your proposed changes would impact mail delivery service, time specifically in Northern Nevada, yes or no, please?
Those are two separate operations and separate types of
So
transactions.
I'm assuming it's
Richmond-
no. So you didn't feel that you had a due diligence to understand how Nevada's senior citizens, veterans, small business owners, and rural communities who depend on the post office for their lives and livelihoods.
Senator, we intend to meet the service standards.
You're not meeting it now, and you've refused,
we
you have
intend to
not
meet the
provide
service
us the data of what you've made this assessment on. I hope to see that as quickly as possible, and I'd like to move on to the next question. Well, actually, I have 10 seconds. I will yield, and we'll wait for the second round. Thank you.